Well, g'day everybody. Let's set the scene. Today, it is the start of the South Gippsland Game Fishing Club annual snapper and gummy competition. It kicks off at 12 o'clock, which is about 15 minutes time. So I've sounded up fish, got a spread of rods out there. Let's see how we go. I've got a mixture of baits. I've got King George whiting, I've got trevally, I've got fresh squid, squid ring and squid head, and a rod just got a knock in the background. That could be a good sign. So I better not go yet. It's 15 minutes before the comp starts. I don't want to catch that 20-pound snapper just yet. So I'm going to get set up here. I've got everything set up. I'm going to get out the release weight. I'm in 22 meters of water. So any snapper that comes up in good condition, I will be releasing those fish. So stay tuned. Hopefully we're going to catch a few fish together. Okay, so I'm going to show you a release weight. These are designed for species like snapper, and in WA and stuff they use them when they're dew fish and all that as well. It would probably weigh a good kilo and a bit. Heavy lead. You can see they hold it out. You've got that hook that comes up and bent there. That's for me to clip my rope in, and there's no barb on this. And the idea of that is that I'll put that back through the snapper's mouth, back in like that there, which will point downwards, and then attached to about 25 meters of rope, I release that fish back down to the depth it came from, so pretty much right down to the bottom. Then just give that rope a couple little tugs, and that there, because it has no barb on it, will just slide back out of the fish's mouth. The idea behind that is you're taking the fish slowly back down to the depth. That gives a chance for the swim bladder to resettle itself and get itself acclimatized again to the depth, and then the fish will swim off. It's been tested over the years, proven to work really, really well. So it is well worth investing in a release weight like that. If you're going to fish for snapper in deeper water, critical thing for releasing the fish. No good dropping them back. If their belly's all blown up, they'll float on the surface. They can't equalize and get back down, and that's when they will die. So that's a handy little hint. Get yourself one of those. Get into most tackle shops, will have them, and look after the snapper that you're going to release. That's a fish. Oh! I thought I dropped it for a second then. I reckon this is an eagle ray. It changed direction too fast. Over the camera. That rod absolutely howled off. I was just on the phone sending a mate a couple of pictures of his boat, and I heard this rod absolutely scream, but when I picked it up, the line was slack. And that indicates to me that it was slack for a bit, and then I wound it. That's a ray. Eagle ray, it's changed direction and come straight back at the boat, and now it's just going. This is actually on a Western Port running rig. Yep, I'm running one of them. Doing a bit of a test here with them today. I've got 3 paternosters and 1 running rig, and I can tell you, if I catch flat fish, it's coming off real fast. There you go, gone. Just popped me off. I'm happy about that, because that was not a snapper. That was a rubbish fish. I'm very comfortable losing that. I'm going to see what happens, see if it was pulled the hooks or if I actually get bitten off. The way that went slack though, I don't think that was a shark. Maybe it picked it up and swam at me, but don't think so. My gut feeling still says ray. I'll probably get this in and be bitten off now to be a shark. That was on a piece of trevally. Geez, had some line out there. Ah, pulled the hooks. Cool, I'm okay with that because I'm pretty confident that was flat. That's a fish. Fish on. Oh, snapper. Definitely snapper. Just on a squid ring. Tide has just started to run. Oh, that's a good fish. Like to drag off a little bit. Come under these rods. So it's taken me a bit this morning. I was just actually thinking, I don't think it's going to happen today, Pete. Tide's just started to flood here, 27 meters of water, and this squid ring has just screamed off. Definitely feels like a snapper. Coming up current a little bit different. The head shakes definitely say snapper. Pretty confident it's not a gummy. Oh yeah, that's a snapper. Ooh, cool, huh? Love these fish. Take my time, work it up. There's soft hands, land big fish. Knock, knock. It's a good fish. Shock leader. Had shock leader. Snapper. It's a nice fish. Probably 6s. 6 kilos. Get him on the mat, might be able to release this one. Oh, that Gummy was never coming out. Right, on the brag mat. Yeah, 5.5 kilos. Not the one I wanted, but it's a nice fish. Alright, nice snapper. Probably about that 5.5, 6 kilos. I'm going to see if it wants to swim. It feels pretty good. Still got a lot of life. Let's see what it wants to do in the water. Fins are up. Come on, fella. Yep, took a little bit, backwards and forwards a fair bit, gave it a bit of a shake and it started to kick a life. Straight down she went, so nice fish, about that 5.5 kilos released on a squid ring. Let's get it back in the water, catch another one. Oh, did I get it? Yep, got it. Don't know what this is. It bent over the rod, but it's done nothing. Definitely not a snapper. It'll be a flatty or something. Not doing nothing at all. Buckled the rod, but done nothing. Oh, they pulled the hooks. I missed it. Oh, mugger. Fish on. Tide is absolutely roaring. Alright, this is a little gummy. Not doing much. Pretty confident it's not a snapper. There's weed. I can't wind my line anymore. The weed's bunching up the guides. What is it? Yeah, it's a gummy. Little gumbo. Little gummy, well and truly legal. You can go back. Very healthy fish, took off at a fast rate of knots, that thing did. Oops, on again. Ah, everything's happening here. Everything's going. Start of the tide. All the fish are coming on, but so far they're eagle rays. Tide's just started to run, and the fish are fired up. I reckon that's a little gummy. What have we got? Oh, hell! This is a monster flathead! Have a look at this thing! Have a look at that! What a beast! Holy ducks! He's a huge flathead. I'm just going to measure it and get it back in the water, I reckon. Back in a sec. Righto. Check out this flathead. 70 centimetres of blue spot flathead. What a absolute beast. I'm going to release it. That's too good to keep, that one. Just going to release this fish. Beautiful big flathead. Off you go. Back down under the boat it went. 70 centimetre rock flathead. That's the biggest flathead I've ever caught here at Welshpool. What an absolute beast, and how good to let it go again like that. Let it go, let heaps of babies out there so we can catch all those 40, 45s that we love. I thought it was a small gummy. Ooh, that's a fish. That rod tip just bounced. Hope it's not another ray. Big gummy maybe. Oh, just lost it, pulled the hook. Just pulled the hooks on it. Now that's strange because that rod was going hard. I think it's actually got tangled up in the other line and that's what's popped the hook. Yep. Got tangled up in another line and the other line popped the hook out of the fish. That happens. Oh, that's on. What a noise that is, eh? I'm just re-rigging a rod and I hear this. Zzz. Oh, piss off. I just lost everything again. Big sharks. Big shark. Oh, what's he left me with? He bit me straight off. What the hell? Swivel, rig, shredded, bitten off. The big sharks are here. That's 2 bite-offs in probably 15 minutes. So just doing a little bit of cubing. I'm offshore now. Inside the weed is horrendous. So I've cracked it. I've come offshore, sounded up a lot of bait and a few fish in this area offshore. Target now is a big gummy. Still a chance of a snapper out here. I get a few snapper on this reef that I'm fishing. So what I've got, some pilchards here, and I'm just setting a burley trail. 1 cube goes out every, 45 seconds to a minute, just floating back down past where all those fish were to try and bring those fish up to the boat. Oh, rod 1's getting a touch. We'll see what happens there. Leave the camera rolling, probably won't get a bite conversion. Turn the camera off, it'll probably buckle down as normal. That's on. Oh, that's a gummy. That's not a rubbish fish this time. That definitely feels like a gummy, this one. I was just winding in another rod. I look over, this rod's going bang, 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 bang in the rod holder. Feels like a half-decent gummy. See what we get. It's wrapping itself up now. Always hard to know with offshore gummies. Some of the big ones don't do a lot. Some of the little ones do heaps. It's a different fight offshore about the current. What have we got? Oh, it's a snapper! Yamagatu in the corner of the mouth. There you go. That shocked me. I did sound up some snapper along here. I was pretty confident there was some snapper here offshore. That'd be, yeah, 4 kilo fish. Just gonna get everything ready and do a quick measure and release that fish, I reckon. Right, this fish should release quite well. Got a good feeling about this one. Whew, down it went, straight down, swam away. Beautiful fish, about 4.5 kilos. Nice one there, offshore. Cool. Same rod's getting hit again. Might be another little snapper. This one feels more like a flathead. What have we got? Yeah, nice flatty. Probably mid-40s. I'll let that go as well. Would have been a good flatty to eat, but let him go. Get a bait back in the water. Oh, that's it. That's the one you want. Oh yeah, that's a real one. Hopefully it's not a toothy and bites me off. This is why I came offshore. I gave up on chasing the snapper. The weed was absolutely killing me and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. I was physically exhausted, mentally exhausted, and I just said, that's it, no more. A little bit more swell out here than I was expecting. Now, it's pushed me around a bit, but I've been here about 20 minutes. Once again, all I've done is sounded up heaps of bait. There is so much bait and activity in this area. There has to be some sharks here. Oh, this is a good fish. It's biting just like a big gummy. Just got to wait and wear it out. Slowly move it up through the water column. Offshore gummies fight differently. They quite often just do exactly this, just dog it out down below. Inside where you got all that current, they tend to scream off. Offshore, different fight. A little bit of swell. That trevally head, he's still just getting a few bumps. Double hookup, how cool would that be on 20 kilo gummies? Done it before, it ain't much fun. That's a big gummy. Oh, it's got another line too. Can't do anything about that other line at the moment. No, I don't want to wind it onto the rod, which I think I'm about to. Oh, I've got to try and get this line free. I can see the fish. I just cut that line. I do not want to lose this gummy, it's too good. So I've just cut that braid and tied it off to the snapper rack, and I'll get it shortly when I'm finished with this fish. It's a big fish. Look at that. That is a big gummy. This thing's going to go bananas in a moment. Oh, bloody hell. It's going to break me right. Holy shit! I'll be back with this in a minute. This thing's gone absolutely bat crazy. It jumped out of the net onto the floor of the boat. It's coming home with me, so I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, I'm going to show you this gummy in a moment. It's on the floor still. I'm not trying to lift it. This thing's heavy. Yep, I know some people are going to hate me for killing it. It is a competition. No way in hell was I going to be able to get this fish in the boat, control it for a photo on a brag mat and release it. It doesn't appear to be in pups, which is good. It also makes it probably one of the biggest gummies I've ever caught without pups. This thing is absolutely huge. So I'll show you some video in a moment. I'm going to enjoy this fish. There is nothing wrong with taking a legal gummy. Don't ever feel bad for that. The gummy fishery is very strong, and if you wish to take a fish at 5 kilos or 25 kilos, that's your prerogative, and that you're allowed to do, and fisheries have no problem with it, so why the hell should the rest of us? So here we go. I'm going to show you what this fish looks like. Oh, fish on! I was just tying some rigs and I hear this zzz. Oh, that feels like a snapper. Right on slack tide, huh? The boat's yawing around. Just on a King George whitinghead. A bait I don't use very often for snapper inside. I might have to use it more often if this is a good fish. Starting to think gummy. Here it comes colour. Oh no, it's a snapper. Nice little school fish. Look at that, the King George whitinghead in the side of the mouth with the Gummy. Just going to lift it straight in. Nice fish, that one can come home for the table. I know someone who will appreciate that one. I mean 28 metres of water, not ideal to release that fish. Actually, to be honest, that fish is doing really well. Quick measure, and I'll have a look what it looks like in the water. Got to measure him for the competition I'm in. I'm just going to hold that fish in the water because I reckon he's going to swim off. Being slack water, that fish has been it's got no barotrauma. The whip grippers, beautiful fins. Give me some indication that you want to go, come on. There you go. That fish released beautifully. Quick photo on the brag mat for the comp, and it just sat there, a bit of oxygen through, and it just poof, straight down to the bottom. So cool. Now that was on the King George whitinghead, and a good thing about that fish, even though it's crushed the King George, hook back through it like that, it's ready to go again. It's worked once, let's see if we catch another one on it. It hasn't been the red hot fishing for me. Some people have caught a lot of snapper, a lot of smaller snapper. I've been chasing those big ones and they've eluded me. I got fished at about 7.3, 7.4 kilos, so I can't complain. That's a cracking big snapper, and a few in that sort of 4 and 5s. But the highlight of the trip, without a doubt, that big gummy shark. 30 kilos that shark came in at. Big, big girl, what a big fish. So weighed in, and that fish so far, with only a few hours left in the comp, has got me at #1 spot. Now, I'm stoked about that. To win that competition would be absolutely awesome. So good luck to all the competitors. Been great to meet a few people here at the comp. Thanks very much to the South Gippy Game Fishing Club for putting on an awesome competition.